Have you ever been hungry before? Well, how about hungry with no money? Now, I'm sure this is a place that we've all been one time or another. Now, the last thing I would tell you to do is just instantly resort to illegal activities. But, let's be honest with ourselves, when you get hungry enough, you end up resorting to drastic measures. Well, here in America at least, that should never really be a problem, with the overwhelming abundance of food we have here and the love for it. But, for some reason, we have some of the worst food waste I've ever seen. And with the majority of the jobs I've had being based around food and kitchen-based, and just what I've seen in the few years I've been in the field, ranging from small to decently large-sized companies, has absolutely floored me to say the least. And I'll be sharing some of that today. But, nonetheless, this is America, so they never really fail to amaze me. And today in this video, we're going to go over a couple of these different topics and some of these even rather touchy topics. And if you have any thoughts, opinions about any of these, feel free to leave your thoughts, opinions down below in the comments, as well as like and subscribe if you like videos just like this, surrounding topics about the collapse of society and things that just don't seem all too right in the world. Now, let's begin today's shit show, shall we?
Hello. Hey. So we have James here.
Who's James?
Right here.
Right here? Okay.
He is, he works in our deli department.
Okay.
And we found out that he's just been taking, like, orders of chicken and fruit cups and stuff like that off the floor.
For 110?
Yep.
Alright. James, do you have anything on you need to be aware of?
Not
Don't
like
reach for it if you do. Don't reach for it if you do.
Okay, so I have a Sharpie and a box cutter in this pocket. All I have in this pocket is my phone and my earbuds, and then in my back pocket I have my wallet.
Alright, go ahead and stand up for me.
Okay.
Alright, just go ahead and put your hands on the wall for me. I'm just gonna take everything out. We'll get it with you. All this stuff yours? Like the box cutter, that's not my property or anything?
That should be my property.
Yeah, that is.
So then I can stay here with them.
Yeah.
Alright.
And everything else.
Anything in your shoes or anything like that?
Nope.
Go ahead and put your hands behind your back. Okay. You can put your palms together and drop that. Put your palms together. Palms together. Palms together.
Now, there are a few different aspects of this video that I want to touch on. Firstly, and most importantly in my opinion, this is a teenager that we're talking about here, guys. This is a literal kid. Plus, as we heard in the video, the overall food that he took was around like $110 bill. So it's really not that much in all reality. And something that I really do want to share my own personal opinion on is that they claim that he worked in the deli. Well, I personally worked in a deli for over 4 years myself, and I can say that I've seen with my own eyes, the food waste is extraordinary. You see, and a big reason for that is most delis have these hot food stations. They have to be rotated in and out every few hours. And different products have different times, you know, yada yada, things like that. But if it's not the lunch rush or the dinner rush, a lot of this stuff just ends up getting tossed out. Because the company would rather have the convenience of this area being stocked at all times, 24/7, 365, versus the cost of the food loss that we throw away every single day. Well, now, a lot of managers I've had are actually pretty cool with throwing in an extra chicken tender or a handful of fries for you to take with you on your lunch break, or possibly even keep some of this expired food for yourself. Well, technically this is against the company regulations, and as you can see from this video, some people are rule followers. Now, when it comes to food, I was taught if you ever see someone stealing food, you keep your mouth shut. But some people have never been in this situation and wouldn't really understand the struggle, I guess. Also, for the people out there saying, well, this kid has a job, why doesn't he just buy it? First of all, you never really know this kid's financial situation, especially here in the States, where a job does not really sustain you for your bare minimum necessities. And second, especially in the food department, I'll admit, if you're throwing away pounds on pounds of good food every single day just in the trash, eventually, you're going to pinch out a few bites for yourself. I mean, I did, and pretty much everybody I've known who've ever worked in this field has as well.
Well, the ticket's $175, and the $3 I gave to him, I'm out $178, all because I was trying to help out a homeless guy.
It happened Wednesday as Rusk was leaving the Victoria Square Mall.
As I came up to the stop sign, I stopped and I looked and I saw this homeless guy holding a sign. I instantly felt sorry for him.
That's when Rusk says he took off his seatbelt and grabbed $3 from his pocket.
I reached out, I had to undo my seatbelt and hang over and drop the change on the curb.
It was an undercover police officer. Moments after dropping the change, Rusk was pulled over by police on Victoria Avenue and issued a ticket.
I said, what do you mean? I didn't talk to any police officer. And he said, well, yeah, you gave him money. And I said, oh, the homeless guy. And that's when I was pretty shocked.
One of the most critical areas when it comes to accidents, obviously, and our high volume intersections are ones that we tend to target.
Dale Lakeman no longer holds up a cardboard sign.
Cancel that seatbelt ticket that gentleman got, because look at the poor guy took pity on a homeless person to give him some money.
Now, here's another video that definitely has a few different angles that need to be touched on. Now, first of all, the fact that this dude got pulled over because he tried to give out money to a homeless guy. I looked up some research, and I couldn't really figure out which police department or which area this happened in. But there's no place in the U.S. where it's illegal to just give money, to just give your money to someone else willingly. Especially $3. Like, no, it's not illegal. It's like not a crime. So they're kind of like, I don't know if this falls under entrapment, but it's almost like they pulled him in to find out he's doing a crime. It's almost like the cop can't search your car without you, inviting him in, but they invited him over to stop. They figured out that he didn't have a seatbelt on, and the ticket that he got was for a seatbelt. That was the crime he committed, apparently. And then the sheriff, whoever was that on the end, the state trooper guy, the cop, whatever, he tried to justify it, saying, well, this is how we prevent bad drivers on the road. Now, I think this is absolutely insane for cops to try to lure people in, and they need these bus and arrests so badly on their, ticket, on their prompt for the month, on their, roster, that they're going to try to, lure people in through these methods of pretending to be homeless people on the side of the road and ask for spare change to try to catch them, whether that's a broken blinker, a broken tail light, or not wearing their seatbelt, anything, some bullshit charges like this, does not only hinders people from wanting to help other people in the future, whether that's homeless people or anybody in these types of really really dire positions, these situations that genuinely need the help. And I don't think, okay, there are people that do choose this, but nobody chooses to have a sign on the side of the road for their first option. It's usually their last option, and they genuinely need the help. I know we've all heard those stories of people, pimping out the panhandlers, and they're actually making more money out there than they are in a real 9-to-5 job. But I think you can really tell when the real is the real and when the homeless genuinely needs it. And I've found myself giving money to a few people like this, and I've also found myself feeling like maybe I shouldn't have gave it to them. But at the end of the day, the blessing's never going to not come by you blessing others. So at the same time, this is just a really whole sinful experience, and I feel really bad for this guy who got pulled over. And now he has this $175 fee. Not only did it cost him $175, it cost him $178. Did he ever get that $3 back? I thought he was going to get a littering charge. The seatbelt charge blew my mind. That blew me out the water.
So I work at the farmer's market on Saturdays, and I just saw a vendor throw like 2 dozens of pastries in the trash can, like perfectly edible pastries into the trash can. And I will never understand when people do that. Like, if you're gonna talk, like, just give them to vendors, give them to just people. Like, I don't understand that. I got no shame. I took those suckers out of the trash can, and I'm gonna eat them.
And just another video going to show the extreme food waste that happens time and time again here in the States. And I don't give her no shame either. That pretty girl, she had all the right to go over there and scoop out all those goodies from the garbage can. I don't really understand why people just throw that stuff away either. I mean, you might as well just give it out to people, even if they're driving by. Just, stop them. People will take food. Some people are kind of questionable, like, oh, is it poison? But let's be honest. If it looks good, people are going to eat it. And I've even seen, grocery stores around here when they have, goods that are going to go bad, especially, fruits and vegetables. They only have a certain, life expectancy date or whatever, and you can't sell them, or they're bruised. You can't sell them on the shelf. You have to, whatever. Instead of throwing them away, they put them outside, and they put a post on these free Facebook groups, and people can come and they can shop for stuff they need that maybe they didn't know they'd be able to get for a very reduced cost price, if not totally free sometimes. It's going to get thrown away anyway. So instead of the mice eating it in the garbage, it's attracting more pests and rodents for the store. Might as well give it to the locals. Also puts a good reputation on your brand. I don't know why more companies won't do this kind of stuff. So kudos to her for taking that little bit of blessing she got through those garbage pastries. But either way, I'd love to hear all your guys' thoughts and opinions regarding the food waste over here in America, and if you guys have ever experienced anything of the sort, or as well as your thoughts and opinions regarding all the different topics touched in today's video, whether that's the police bus, the different, all that bullshit. Either way, I would love to hear your guys' thoughts and opinions down below in the comments, and I always like to respond to the ones I see fit, so feel free to leave those. And I always like to give a huge shout out to everybody who supports the channel, goes above and beyond by checking out some of those links down below in the description. My Patreon supporters, my channel memberships, everybody rocks the content. You can definitely check those out down below in the description. And if anybody wants to donate a few dollars to the Ramen Noodle Fund, we got those links down there too. So I definitely do appreciate you guys. Your support goes such a long way and keeps this channel continuing and keeps me pumping out content as rapidly as I possibly can. So I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.